Hey there, 276. I just wanted to follow up with my promised video here on what courses it is that you can take after successfully completing CIS276. What I'll tell you is just a reminder of what I mentioned in the first week of our course 1,000 years ago, before everything happened, right? Was that CIS276 with C++ really is the core around which other programming languages are created. So now that you have CIS276, now that you have a background in C++ programming, what that really does is that opens up to you all sorts of other programming languages that you can dive right into and be familiar with the syntax, you can be familiar with the way data works, you can be familiar with the structures, so that you really spend a lot less time on the foundations and you can continue to build up more quickly than maybe you could have otherwise. As far as building from a CIS perspective goes, some of the next courses you can take are 277 doesn't come around until spring. So what I'll tell you is there's a second C++ course, but that does not come back around again until 2021. So what I'm going to do is highlight just the ones that you can take in fall. Courses to take in fall are CIS 280. I want to make sure I have that right for you. I do. CIS 280 is iOS app development and design. If you think about it, every industry has, every one of the businesses in every industry is going to rely now on an iOS app or an Android app. And that is true everywhere, right? So if you're in engineering, if you are in computer science, or if you are in anything else, you are going to be part of the reason why their applications don't suck. So CIS 280 iOS application design is fantastic. You'll actually have your own built application when you're done with that, so that you can use that as a portfolio when you go on an interview someplace. Other courses I want to highlight here for you actually span across the aisle a little bit into web design. I will tell you, I teach the next two courses here, so it is a shameless self-plug, but I actually really do believe this. Web design is one of the top 5 most sought-after skills in any industry that you end up in. So whether or not you go work at, an engineering firm or an accounting firm or something in between, web design is going to be a positive on your portfolio. Web 101, we work on multimedia and web design. So it's an 8-week course, it's worth 4 credits, and when you're done with that, you'll be more highly capable of putting together good-looking web pages, good-looking print media, good-looking applications, good-looking logos, you name it, it fits there. The other big benefit to taking Web 101 is it is an elective in every degree and certification. So every degree, not certification. But in short order, you can fill essentially 8 of your elective credits by taking Web 101 and Web 102. They dovetail together so that you take Web 101 the first 8 weeks and Web 102 the second 8 weeks. Moving on to Web 102, we work with more of the rapid development platforms, so getting a website up and running in very, very short order. We work with other kinds of multimedia. We work with server-side environments. We talk more about security and things of that nature. So between the two of them, Web 101 and Web 102, they dovetail so that you can take 8 credits, and oftentimes it's 8 credits that are all of them as electives in your degrees, and that's a good way to provide value to you, not just from a credits and graduation perspective, but also from a what am I going to be able to provide in industry when I'm applying for a job, their perspective. So those are all fantastic courses to be able to take in fall. Now, let me suggest that it is better to sign up for a course now earlier rather than later. And that is always my standard advice on signing up for a course, but I will tell you honestly, I mean that more now this semester than I have ever meant it before. I have no idea what we can tell you about offering courses in fall. All of you, by electing to take this version of the CIS276 course, I know you're comfortable with online. I know, I'll just speak for myself, that I am really ratcheting up the video involvement. We're ratcheting up what we can do with, a big blue button. We're ratcheting up what we can do with Zoom meetings and things of that nature in Eagle. But all of that is contingent on the courses being offered. And right now we do not know what courses are going to be offered because we don't know anything about what the students are going to sign up for, which is part of the reason we have this video coming to you today. Is I mean this always, but I mean this especially now, is sign up for a class early that you want to take but aren't 100% sure on, because that'll help make the course run. I cannot tell you how many times I've worked with students, I'm working with students right now, who needed to take a course in spring, but the spring course was canceled. And the problem with canceling a course is oftentimes they don't come around for another year. So if you don't sign up for a course that you need in fall now, and if that course gets canceled, you might not be able to take that again until fall of 2021. And that can screw up graduations, that can screw up job opportunities, that can screw up taking other courses. And I always mean this, because I actually saw this, in going to college myself, was sign up for courses, and if you decide in the fall you don't want to take it, drop it then. There will be people on a wait list that are happy to take your position. But signing up for a course now for fall will help ensure that that course is even offered. So it's a strategy I always suggest to students because it's in your best interest to ensure that those courses are going to go. My final piece of advice here is reach out. If you've got questions on a course, if you've got questions on is it going to apply to you, if you've got questions on what kind of material to expect or any of that kind of stuff, just reach out. I will speak for myself. You've got my messages, email, text number, use them. If it's a course taught by another instructor, I'm happy to help fill you in, or I'm happy to help give the introduction so that you can get the questions answered that you need. I think that registration and advising are doing a fantastic job, but there's only so many of them, and everything is cattywampus right now. So if I can help provide a little bit of relief to them by answering questions for you before it gets to them, great, send them my way. We'll be in touch. So do think about taking CIS 280, iOS applications development. Do think about taking Web 101, that is web design, with me in the fall. Think about taking Web 102, and think about taking CIS 277 next spring, Advanced C++, when that comes back around. This is video 2 of the 3 to expect this week. We have one more, again, on our brand new student-oriented YouTube channel and podcast and everything else, and that is rvccis.info. You can already head there and see the videos and podcasts that we have for you to date. Those are available. So register for courses, do not delay, and go take a look at rvccis.info.